Okay, so we are back with a new draft league. This one is going to be a low tier, so there's not going to be any OU, and some UU mons are not even here. But I always wanted to try a meme team, and as you've seen from the thumbnail, my meme team is going to be Intimidate Spam. I always wanted to do this ever since I started Draft League. I wanted to build something around Landorus, Darien, maybe Arcanine, Luxray, all that Intimidate stuff. But since this is low tier, and this is only Paldea decks, there's none of that. No Landorus, Darien, uh, no OU. But I really like how this draft came out, so let me run you down with what I picked for this. This draft league is called the Forge. It's divided into 4 skill categories with 2 subsections for each skill level. So there's Aron, which is the lowest skill, Laron, Aggron, and then Mega Aggron is the highest skill. Then further, each of these divisions are divided by rock and steel groups. There's no actual skill difference between the rock and steel. They just needed more dividers because there were a lot of people that wanted to join this draft league. So with all that said, I'm in the Aggron division, so that's the second highest skill in the steel or rock. I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter because, yeah, there's no skill difference between rock and steel. But let's see. So as you can see, my first Pokemon, it's not even Intimidate. Gastrodon actually came in really late in my draft brainstorming. I decided to go with Gastrodon because it fills lots of roles. It's just a role compression mon. It's one of the most expensive mons in the draft board. But what it gives me is water immunity, it's Storm Train, knockoff switch-in with Sticky Hold, an electric immunity, some special defense, which is very important since I'll be spamming Intimidate, and then hazards. So it's a great all-rounder Pokemon. Of course, it's missing speed, but I'll try to fix that with my other picks. So what we have here, so after Gastrodon, we have Wo-Chien. Yes. And this time we're allowed 2 Terra Captains to fill a certain point budget. And the Terra rules is that it's free Terra. So I can Terra them into anything I want. So Wo-Chien, it doesn't have Intimidate, but it does have Tablets of Ruin, which is basically Intimidate. And the great thing about this one is that while it lowers the attack, it doesn't trigger any counterplay like Defiant or Competitive or even Clear Body. It can power that down. So Wo-Chien has a Mega Intimidate basically, and its typing is very bad, which is why I decided to give it the free Terra and fix that issue. And its support move pool isn't that good, but with knockoff I can force some progress on something. That is another special defensive behemoth, but I can also be physically defensive thanks to my Mega Intimidate. Then continuing on, we have Tauros. This is my first Intimidate mon, and it forms a nice Fire Water Grass core. Tauros is just there because of Intimidate. Has a solid speed tier if I want to be using it as a Scarfer. Anger Point, I can pull off some shenanigans. Maybe if they crit through, they're trying to crit through my Intimidate, which I don't have because I have Anger Point. Then there's Kaiju, which can lead to some interesting shenanigans. Tauros is actually pretty strong and has lots of physical defense, so if I want an Intimidate wall, this is probably my best. Thanks to its fighting type, it's not even weak to Stealth Rock, so I don't need to feel too pressured about it. Next up, we have Electrode. So my speed isn't doing too hot in my overall draft, so I needed to get the fastest thing around. Electrode, while it has no special defense or intimidate, it has momentum with Volt Switch and gives me powerful grass moves. Wochian is stronger technically, but most of the time Electrode will be invested in special attack. I can run Soundproof to block stuff like Boom Burst, Noiburn, Static for more speed control if I'm lucky, and Aftermath will probably be my go-to since that's just some free chip damage. The high speed is really important. I can force stuff to run Scarf, and that will help out a lot with how defensive my team is looking to be. I can do annoying sub-seeds because I'm really fast, and I have dual screen. Volt Switch is also super important here, so that's why Electrode is here. Next up, yeah, I know, I said I'm gonna spam Intimidate, but I have to get through all the weaknesses of Intimidate spam first. So here we have Cryogonal. I have some more speed because all the Intimidate mons aren't very fast. And even more special defense, and hazard control with Rapid Spin. Cryogonal is also really good because I gave it the free Terra, and with Levitate I can just Terra it into like Poison, Electric, Steel, and get rid of its ground weakness. I have Haze to stop any setup sweepers, and I just downright have decent offensive pressure with Ice Beam and Freeze Dry. Next up, we have Quillfish. Here's an Intimidate mon. This is to alleviate Gastrodon's role in stacking hazards. I can also go for an offensive one with Swift Swim. Poison Point is if I want to spread poisons because I have other Intimidators. And Quillfish isn't just relegated to stacking spikes because with Swords Dance I can hit pretty hard. And I have Aqua Jet to make up for my middling speed. And if you notice the music playing, this is Balloon's remix, and I've made this the background because starting from here on, I'm naming all of my Pokemon after Bloon's Towers. That's basically just to pay homage to my team name. So yeah. Next up, we have Luxray. Kind of a random pick, but I needed my Intimidate. So yeah, Luxray is Intimidate. I could run Guts, and it has Trailblaze, so that could be interesting. But I'm mostly going to use Luxray as a glue or a very situational wall breaker. Would have been nice to give it the free Terra so that it gets Terra normal facade, but I wanted the defensive Terra more badly, especially since Luxray is kind of underwhelming as a mon. Alright, and now we have Squawkabilly. Here's another new mon. It's kind of a meme Pokemon with its terrible base stats, but with Intimidate, Hustle, Guts, and even its other form has Sheer Force, I can like run many different sets with it. Its speed is pretty decent, and its special move pool to take advantage of Sheer Force is salvageable. That's all I can say about it. I have more momentum options with this, thanks to U-Turn and Parting Shot. And you'll see why I need momentum soon. Next up, is Masquerain. Sticky web setter helps my speed problem, but other than that, it's just there because, ooh, intimidate, beware. I could try Quiver Dance, but I don't know. I feel like Quiver Dance Masquerain isn't that game breaking. So most of the time you'll see it as just a sticky web setter. Now we have Weirdeer, another Hisuian Pokemon. I have no idea what to do with it, but the important thing is it's a ghost resist, a ghost immunity actually, and it has Intimidate. Its move pool is very colorful, and it's not that bulky. It has, yeah, it's missing recovery, so it's not going to be that defensive, but hopefully its colorful move pool and its colorful abilities will be enough to keep people on their toes. And lastly, I think this is lastly, yep. My last mon is Mabostiff. Yeah, it has Intimidate, but most of the time, I'm gonna be spamming Stakeout because Choice Scarf or Choice Band, Stakeout Crunch is just gonna run through everything. And this is when I need momentum on my side. So Squawkabilly and Electrode, even Masquerain, start spinning, or I mean, can start pivoting out into Mabostiff. And that's the team. So basically, I know Intimidate has a lot of weaknesses. You have Defiant, you have Competitive, you even have the new item Clear Amulet, as you saw in my last draft league. But I went into this knowing how risky it's gonna be. I wanted to see how creative my opponents can be with countering Intimidate, because maybe if I do get wrecked badly with this meme team, I can use it as a learning opportunity and develop my own anti-Intimidate strats for the future. But I really like how this team came out. The only issue is that I have no sort of spin blocker. So most of the time, you're gonna be seeing my free Terra being used as Ghost. And Ghost on Cryogonal and Wo-Chien is still not a bad call. It's a great defensive type for them. So, next up, hopefully, you'll get to see my week 1 match. And that's it then. Alright then. Gotta go real fast.